We got a brand new Xbox Game Pass announcement with a bunch of new stuff to be able to jump in and play. There's been a very interesting conversation in regards to Final Fantasy 16 and its sales on Xbox, and it got more interesting today. It's very hard to know who is correct and who is wrong, but we won't know until official numbers come out. Marathon officially delayed, not a surprise, but we will go over that. And Crimson Desert, this game seemingly now has a release date. Now, before we do jump into it, if you do enjoy daily gaming news and content, make sure to hit the subscribe, share the video, like the video, really does help out the channel to get it out there to more people. So I appreciate the support on that. But for now, let's jump into the news. All right, so we got the latest announcement here from Xbox Game Pass. There are a ton of games coming out in this one, whether these are games coming over to Game Pass Ultimate or games coming over to Standard. We also got a bunch of new Activision Blizzard games dropping into the service. So you can see Xbox is slowly rolling out more of those games from the ABK deal into the service. Interesting ones here as older titles are dropping in. Warcraft Remastered, Call of Duty World War II, all from ABK, plus a bunch of other ones. One game that I'm actually very excited to start jumping in and playing because I think this game is going to be a ton of fun. But here is the announcement of the games that we are getting available today. This is one that I've actually already jumped into when it first dropped, played a couple of rounds. This is FPC Firebreak coming to Ultimate and PC Game Pass. This is a game from Remedy. It is kind of reminding me of like zombies and from Call of Duty in the Remedy universe. I played a few rounds. I think this game definitely has a lot of potential. I definitely want to continue to go back and play it, but I don't know how popular it is going to be and if it will be supported for long if people don't jump in and play it. But it being in Game Pass, I believe it's also in PS Plus, will definitely be something that helps this game succeed. It's the perfect game for Xbox Game Pass. It is a day one game here that is available. You have Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time for Ultimate, PC, and Standard. That is available right now. These are all available today. And then Lost in Random, The Eternal Die, which is available for Ultimate and PC Game Pass. It's a day one game. And this is the sequel to the first Lost in Random game, which a lot of people did like. Now, up next, we got Star Trucker, June 18th, coming to Game Pass Standard. Wild Frost on June 18th, coming to Game Pass Standard. This next one here is one that I'm very excited about. It's another day one game rematch here from Slow Clap. It is a arcade soccer game, 5v5 online game. And when they first announced this game, people were confused because these are the developers behind Sifu. Takes their development into a completely different direction, but we've seen lots of clips online. This game looks like a ton of fun. Rematch coming again day one on the 19th. Volcano Princess on June 24th to PC Ultimate and PC Game Pass, or Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. And this, they say here, is a parenting simulator RPG adventure where every decision you make will not only affect the future of your daughter, but that of an entire empire. So don't know too much about that one, but the premise of it sounds kind of interesting. Against the Storm coming on June 26th to Game Pass Ultimate. So don't know too much about this one either, but it is a dark fantasy city builder where you must rebuild civilization in the face of apocalyptic rains. And then we move down here to some pretty interesting ones here. Ones that I don't know if a lot of people saw coming. I think it was previously leaked, but all of these remastered from Blizzard. Warcraft 1 Remastered coming on June 26th to Game Pass Ultimate and to PC Game Pass. Warcraft 2 Remastered as well on June 26th to Ultimate and PC. And Warcraft 3 Reforged coming to PC on June 26th as well to Ultimate and PC. So all three of those Warcraft games all dropping here into the service. If you've never played them, go check them out. They're cool. They're awesome games to check out. Then we have another Call of Duty game dropping into Game Pass. Call of Duty World War II coming on June 30th to Ultimate, PC, and Game Pass Standard. I forget what the consensus of this game was. I really enjoyed Call of Duty World War II, but I forget if this is one that the Call of Duty community thought was good or if it was bad. It doesn't really matter, but you know how every single year the game comes out, there's always kind of a general thought on if the game is a good Call of Duty or a bad one. This one I enjoyed, and I will go back and play this. I will go back and play the multiplayer. I wonder if Game Pass will bring people back into playing Call of Duty's World War II multiplayer. Got Little Nightmares 2 coming on July 1st to Ultimate, PC Game Pass, and Standard. Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is a phenomenal game, on July 1st as well to all three. So that is the latest announcement. Lots and lots of games here to jump in with this next announcement that has come in June. And there's a lot of cool stuff here. Like for me, Rematch, the Warcraft remastered games, and Call of Duty World War II, all games that I will want to be checking out. And that Lost in Random sequel, I've heard great things about that series. So that's one that could potentially be on my radar. Plus FBC Firebreak, which I said is already out now. I would go check it out. I'm going to play some of that game till I get bored of it, because I think there's a lot of potential there. And if they continue to update it, it could be a very good online co-op shooter, which you go through, you do missions, and then you have to escape hordes as they chase you. It was a lot of fun from what I did jump into in a couple of rounds that I've played so far, but I'll have to put more time into it to just kind of see how the game does evolve. All right, let's talk Final Fantasy 16 sales on Xbox. As we know, this was announced finally coming over to the Xbox. It launched, shadow dropped at the Xbox Showcase. No marketing behind this game. They just put it out there. They're charging you, I believe, $70 for the complete edition. So I don't think you're getting any real discount on this game whatsoever, which is kind of rough. When you think about how long it's already been out, you think they would have given some sort of promotion to get a better deal for this game right away, but they did not. And then we've been seeing reports about how much this game is actually sold on Xbox. And it's been very odd because the first reports were coming out from Alenia Analytics, which people are skeptical of how legit this company is with their analytics and how they get their money. And they kind of got proven they're potentially, I'm not saying that they are, but it looks like it from my perspective. They're kind of just guessing at the numbers. They put out a tweet saying that they had sold 22,000 copies approximately on Xbox with Final Fantasy 16 ever since it did come out. This is the tweet here, and this is from a user called Lacrix, who, if you do click on their profile, they bring you here to Alenia Analytics. A lot of people are kind of questioning just how legit this company overall is. And then they were questioning about how they got to this number. Now, I believe the tweet is deleted. They did end up deleting the tweet. And they were saying here they got to this number basically that they're estimates and that they were looking at the reviews. How many people put out reviews on Xbox comparatively to PlayStation and to Steam? They say these are estimates: 700 reviews on Xbox compared to 37,000 reviews on PlayStation and 23,000 on Steam. It brought to them the estimate of 22,000 copies sold on Xbox. And we don't know what's correct, what's right, what's wrong, simply because these are not official numbers. They're guesses, they're estimates. And then after deleting that tweet, people had already started questioning like if this is legit or not. We got this information yesterday, which I think flies completely in the face of it being only selling 22,000 copies, or at least it's probably higher than that and not as bad as people were making it out to be. But Final Fantasy 16 Complete Edition is actually now in top paid games on the Xbox US store. It's number 11 in games where it ranks. So I'm guessing this game has sold more than 22,000 copies. I don't think it's going to be a top seller by any means on Xbox, like a top 3 seller or anything, but it's going to do relatively well. That is so far what we're seeing right now based off of this information, comparatively to what we were seeing from Alenia Analytics, where it was just way down on the list. I think there was a number out there that I was at like 400 and something on the list. You go down into the comments and it says, I think what happened here is Microsoft being Microsoft site updated a bit late. I could be wrong here because usually on Monday is when this gets updated. It's also number 10 in Korea. Xbox News for Koreans puts this out. It's number 10 on their list. Also in Brazil and Korea, you can see, or Brazil, we already talked about Korea, it's on the top paid for the Brazil list as well. So, I mean, we don't know the official numbers. Square Enix will give us the official numbers, but every article was running with the fact that it had only sold 22,000 copies. Everyone was putting out their thoughts on that. And clearly that guesstimate is not confirmed in any way. And it's probably wrong. That is my best guesstimate as well, is that initial thoughts on the sales is probably wrong here, and it's doing better than people do think, as it is showing up now in the top paid lists for the different stores across different regions. So we'll see. Hopefully we get official numbers at some point from Square Enix. They generally do put that out, especially at financial reports and everything. I'm sure we will end up officially figuring out how many copies of the game did sell. Marathon, to nobody's surprise, has officially been delayed without any release date for the future right now. This is what they are saying on this game. Marathon delayed by Bungie after strong and clear messages. They put out this announcement about the upcoming Extraction shooter. It was supposed to be coming out on September 23rd, which we hadn't heard anything about that game ever since all of the controversies came out about the stolen art and everything. And this is what they say on the official website. The alpha test created an opportunity for us to calibrate the focus of the game on what will make it uniquely compelling: survival under pressure, mystery and lore around every corner, raid-like endgame challenges, and Bungie's genre-defining FPS combat. We're using this time to empower the team to create the intense, high-stakes experience that a title like Marathon is built around. This means deepening the relationship between the developers and the game's most important voices, our players. And they also say here that the development team itself has said that they have taken all of the feedback from the players to heart and that the messages have been strong and clear. And we do not have any other release date for this. What we do know, though, is that Sony has said the game is scheduled to launch in fiscal year 25, which, if you look at their fiscal calendar, before March 31st, 2026. So I would guess they're going to push it to early 2026, release it then, and hope that people's minds start to change or forget about everything that has happened with this game, and then generally just put out a better, more polished product because they've had more time to work on it. But this is a good move. They have to make some big changes to this game, potentially have kind of a relaunch for it, maybe have another open beta or something like that for people to jump in and play, and then show off some new things that improve upon the game. And then the whole art direction thing, I don't know what they're going to do there. I don't think there really is that much they can do unless they kind of restart the game from the ground up, but they're not going to do that. So maybe they're hoping by giving it more time, people will forget about the controversy and just kind of move on if they do deliver a very fun product to play. If they do, the reality is people will forget. If they give a good product, people will move on and enjoy the game if they are able to deliver on that. So we'll see. They are in tough, especially with the other extraction shooters coming out like Arc Raiders, which I think a lot of people are going to be jumping in and playing. They're going to have to compete with that one directly, pushing it away from September, which would be directly competing with similar launch dates. It is a good move here for Marathon. So we knew this was coming. This is not a surprise whatsoever. And then finally, Pearl Abyss for Crimson Desert. This game looks phenomenal. We've seen videos of it. The game looks like it's going to be crazy, all the different things you can do in it. We don't have an official release date yet, but it seems like now we know when this game is coming out. This is according to an interview with Pearl Abyss. Studio has decided to release Crimson Desert on November 2nd, proceeding with the final stage of development, but there's no official announcement from Pearl Abyss yet. But right now, I guess they've slotted it in here for November 2nd if everything does end up going to plan. That's one I'm definitely interested in checking out and seeing how it plays. But on the video there, guys, if you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.